On the library of Aleister Crowley, technical livers of Dalaman Liberos, subfiguralifi, trace liberos, subfiguralifia, Sayabon, Metadata, Aleister Crowley, livers, liberos, subfiguralifia, Concordance, Aleister Crowley, livers, liberos, subfiguralifia, Aleister Crowley, livers, liberos, subfiguralifia, liberos, subfiguralifia, liberos, along first stride.
Chase Lemon. If it was just the practices and just the belief what they do on a daily basis, fine. The problem is it has a built-in, we need to conquer the world and all the world must be under Islam. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's a problem. You know, Islam is a problem, and Trump supported the Islamic terrorists who control Syria now, Al Qaeda, Giuliani.
Well, what do you want to put there? Like, would this? I mean, in any case, you wouldn't like Muslims in Syria. It's like that for those who that's
I don't mind if there is a foreign love when we have now Al Qaeda. You know, the one that did the Twin Towers. The same ones now control Syria, man.
I'm pretty sure they don't control Syria. It's not the same people. Hello?
Yeah, I mean, it is the same group. It is the same group.
Hold on, one mic on exact. The corpse of Osama bin Laden that we dumped into an ocean.
One mic on exact. Can you elaborate more on that, exact, please?
We found the man responsible for 9/11. We killed him. We took his offices. We found his associates. And I'm pretty sure that chapter is closed. We could destroy more countries if you guys are interested, but I don't think we currently need to.
Well, one country is enough, whether it's our own or Iran. I mean, what's another $80 billion? Hello?
Is Al Qaeda terrorist or not?
What's another $80 billion? Hello?
And hunting down the particular Al Qaeda operative, the guy that had a benefactor that built his side of the organization that attacked us on 9/11. We showed the world what happens to him. We showed what happens to the countries that sustain them and function them. At this point, yeah, we're hiding, again, one of the funders of the people that were behind 9/11. But, we are not trying to kill every evil dictator the world has ever produced. Only those that attack us domestically. If you attack us, if you mess with us, then yeah, we're going to attack you. But there's a general rule amongst tyrants. If you are oppressive to your own people, usually the rest of the world will turn a blind eye.
There's nothing wrong, though, with being friends with Israel and being a good ally to Israel. NATO is worthless. NATO is useless. Why do we fund NATO? We should just fund Israel. They're the only country with a little back with some spine.
It's because of them. Not everyone on the planet. The members of NATO.
Okay,
they made NATO. And everyone that made an army did it to defend their constitution, their structure of government, their people. Not to topple every evil person someone submitted on the list.
I want to invite the new people to the stage. You got Farhad, Mr. Doom, and Sohail. One of you three would like to go first. Go ahead. I guess you can click the mic.
Yeah, you see, the doctor here actually trying to confuse us by saying Al-Julani was a terrorist or whatever. It's important that he is cooperating with the West, and he is not with the side of terrorist ayatollahs. In fact, Bashar Assad, the government of Bashar Assad, who killed almost 1 million Syrian and created a mess in Europe by immigrant, like 4 million Syrian or 5 million Syrian. They just walked the mountain, desert, and went to the sea, and then they went to Europe because he created a mess over there, and that was because the mullahs of Iran. the Ayatollahs of Iran. The root cause of all these terrorist
How's
activities.
you?
This comes from the Islamic terrorist regime of Ayatollah Khomeini, who created this regime in 1979. And just see the big picture. Did you have any of these terrorists, Islamic terrorists, before 1979? The answer is no. We did not have Al-Qaeda. We did not have Hezbollah, no Hamas, no Jihad Islami, no Taliban.
You have PLO.
Not even ISIS, okay? And this guy, doctor, is trying to confuse us. Yeah, you see, West is helping the terrorists. He was Al-Qaeda. I would say that shut up, and I know that you are very, hopeless right now, because the regime of Iran is collapsing with the help of Bibi Netanyahu and President Trump. And in fact, they are helping themselves as well, not only Iranian people, because this is the most dangerous regime in the world, and they are approaching to get atomic bomb. Now that they don't have any power, look what they have created in Middle East. They created so much problem. They caused the October 7, 2023 attack to Israel, killing innocent people. This was with the order of that Khamenei, the leader of this terrorist regime. Hamas has no power to do it by himself. The order came from Ayatollah Khamenei, who is not dead. Happily, he is dead. And this regime is going to be dead soon entirely. And some people, they come all over this internet because they want to confuse you with so many different things. No. The end of the story is that this regime finished, all these terrorist Islamics will be finished.
Thank you, Farhad. Don't leave. Stick around. There's free hors d'oeuvres. Also, I see a lot of you guys have red tickets in your PTRs. Please click the top of the room where it says Guerrilla Warfare Beatdown. Click on that. It says join room. Please join the room while you're here. Enjoy the free hors d'oeuvres. There's sushi in the waiting room. I know Strength, he made an order for mini burgers from White Castle. There'll be drinks, alcoholic beverages for the
vegan dish.
Guys, please.
No vegan dish.
Oh, there's vegan meals for Daniel and friends. Also, there's a sex swing at the very bottom of the stage. And if you misbehave on stage, you can go down there and get fucked. So please behave and be respectful.
I'm going down then.
You can get fucked here too?
Please, I need you. Don't go down yet. Okay, I'd like to pass the mic.
You can get fucked here too?
I want to pass the mic like a fucking hot potato. When people are spending like so many good points, the problem is ADHD kicks in. People lose attention. They leave the room. Let's get the room going, pumping, nice. Mr. Boom. Mike's
Oh,
on
there's
you.
someone cute in the audience. Maybe can come. Mr. Raji.
He was up. Somebody moved him down. He was up and then he's going
Not
down.
too bad.
He went down. You don't need to go down until we tell you.
He's here. He's here.
Yeah, my zipper's still up, Mr. Raji. Come back up. I'll tell you when to go down.
Where is it? Oh, I want to understand.
Mr. Boom, you got
You're
it.
like, damn,
Oh, thank you.
fuck.
I'm for the record, I'm Muslim, and so I was listening to what some of you were saying. Unfortunately, in human history, human beings have made extreme examples of their faith or whatever. So with that being said, anybody can manipulate their faith and say like, hey, this is because Allah said, we got to spread Islam, this or that. That's not according to our faith. But I'm not trying to do a no true Scotsman fallacy here. What I'm saying is that, for what I know, is that the groups like ISIS, and things like that, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. As far as what's going on with Iran, I'm not too knowledgeable of that because I've been looking at the news because I've been in school. What I will say this is that extremism can happen in any religion, regardless. I mean, you have let's say Jewish settlers I've had a friend that got kicked out of his house, and his family has lived on that land for years. And what happens
This
is
is the best part of the show.
One second,
No,
let me
no,
finish.
no,
I would like to.
I'm not a Palestinian. I'm not a Palestinian.
I know, sir.
I am
I'm not
talking
attacking
about-
you. I'm not attacking when you're going to make a claim. I would like you to prove your claim, and I'm going to have
No,
Daniel ask you.
Okay, I want to finish first. Mr.
So I went to the University of Southern California. I got my master's degree in social work, and so I had a friend that I was in school with, and he was talking about his story as far as like, my family, we got kicked out by some extremist settlers, and their excuse was, well, it's because this is our land because we are the chosen people. Now, he could be lying to me. He could have been doing that. But when I saw the tears in his eyes, why would you even tell me a lie and you started crying? You know what I'm saying? So I believed him. Yeah. My point is that his story is no different than the story that I hear from others. And the use of religion is the same as you can say what ISIS is talking about. Well, we're going to create a caliphate. And if you do not obey, then you're dead. You know what I'm saying? This is extreme.
So I want to tell you a few things. First of all, no one is talking about Muslims that are doing bad things. We are talking about doing it in the name of Islam. And, yes, there are Jewish murderers, there are Jewish rapists, there are Jewish drug dealers, but they are not doing it in the name of Judaism. And those settlers are not doing it in the name of Judaism. Okay, they're doing it in the name of nationality or like whatever. It's not out of the religion. The story that your friend told you, he may believe it, but it's not necessarily true. And if you would look, you would see, if you would ask, like, I don't know, whatever AI you're using, ask him to list you the list of the top 100 terror organizations active in the world today and their religious affiliation, you will see that you would not find a single Jewish organization, and about 99% of them will be Islamic. And the third thing that I want to say is, we are 16 million Jews around the world, and in almost every pro-Palestinian demonstration that we have in the world, you will see like a few useful Jews holding a sign saying "not in our name" and whatever. This is like Zionism is not Judaism, yada yada yada. Let me ask you this: where are the 10 Muslims, not 10,000, not 1,000, not 100, 10 Muslims that will go on the street of London or Paris or New York and will say what Hamas did is not in our name? Why is there silence, complete silence, whenever your religion is being used over and over and over and over again to do the most radical shit on the planet? That is the difference. I'm not talking about, again, someone that is Muslim that is doing a crime. I'm saying those that are wearing the banner of Islam as an excuse, as the reason that they are committing those crimes in the name of Islam. And that, my friend, we don't see in other religions. And if we are
I really want to respond to that. So I think you didn't hear what I said. People manipulate religion for their own gain. For example, and I'm gonna bring this back to the Palestinian situation. If I live in an apartment, I don't have a college education. I just got 3 kids. I just have and I'm living in Palestine, and I'm going to work or whatever. Someone firebombs my apartment, and my kids are in the rubble, and I dig my 3 kids out, and let's say they're dead, and it's like, wow. And the let's say the prime minister of Israel says, well, there's collateral damage because we thought that Hamas was hiding ammunition or whatever. How do you think I'm going to feel?
And
It has
so
nothing
what
to do with
happens is
religion, though.
all it takes is a religious leader to say, hey, you know what? How you can get back at them? Because it's for the sake of Allah. And so
Yeah, but this is happening only in Islam. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is happening only in Islam.
No. Genghis Khan, when he conquered Persia at the time, he said, "I came as a wrath of God." People use religion for their own political gain. It's in
Can I
history.
make a comment?
It's in history. It's
I
in
want to ask
history.
him a question, if you don't mind.
Anyways, I get cut off.
Sure.
So go ahead.
You can finish, but once you're done, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some questions.
I'm just saying, historically, people have utilized religion for their own personal gain. Genghis Khan did it. There was even the Golden Horde have done it. Even referencing my friend's experience, according to him, they've done it. They say that the Jews are the light of the world because they are the chosen people. They're the light of the world. And of course, that's their land. I mean, there are people that have utilized religious texts for their own benefit. Today is no different. That's what I'm saying. Extremism is not a religious thing. It's a people thing. It's a community thing. It's an organization thing. So I can literally, and I'm gonna land here because I know you want to ask me some questions. I can literally create a organization right now, and I'm just hypothetically saying it, and I can just use parts of the Quran and say, well, this is why I need to take over your house because this is what Allah said. No, people do that. People manipulate scriptural text, and it's not right. It's not right. But it has happened in human history. It's not an Islamic thing. It is a human thing. That's all I wanted to say, and I'll land.
Mister, can I assume that you are Black American?
Oh my God, here we go with this. Yes, I am. Yes, I
What do
am.
you mean? She's just
I'm just-
asking a question.
I'm asking you some questions. I can assume that you're Black American. Can I assume that you were not born into the religion that you have claimed today?
No, I wasn't.
Can I learn the reason why, out of all the religions that there are in the world, why did you convert to Islam, and where did you convert?
You know, it's funny on Clubhouse. I've gotten this from my own brothers. So, I'm 43 years old. I've been a Muslim for I want to say over 30 years. I converted at a masjid in Long Beach called Masjid Al Sharif. I took my shahada there. The reason why I did that is because of the fact that number one,
When you were 13?
yes. So with that being said, I have a Jewish uncle, by the way, and he never really shared his particular faith about Judaism. I was told that if you even try to convert to Judaism, the rabbi has to turn you away 3 times or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but I looked at Hinduism. But anyways, of all the religions, I believe that there is only one God. I believe that there's one God. I believe that Allah is the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Ishmael, all the prophets. That's what attracted me to Islam.
At 13?
Yeah.
You were
I
shopping around for
read a
religion
lot.
at 13. Are you being truthful right now?
I am being honest. Actually, I want to tell
It's
you.
okay if it was only a couple years ago or 10 years ago, but really,
No.
you believe at 13
I
you
was
were shopping
actually.
for religions?
Yeah. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I remember reading his experiences when he went and did the pilgrimage to Mecca.
So you were as in that was my Farrakhan is who you are under.
No, that's Nation of Islam. That's different. No, not Farrakhan. No. I'm Sunni. I'm Sunni Muslim.
So you're Sunni.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And at 13, you were introduced to the Sunni Islamic religion from who? You said that your uncle was Jewish by
Yeah, my uncle was Jewish. My uncle
Jewish by conversion.
My uncle was Jewish by conversion because he married and yes, he did convert.
Conversion. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I chose a different path, not because I wasn't attracted to Judaism, because Judaism and Islam have parallel beliefs. But what I'm saying is that, I mean, when we're talking about the oneness of God, yeah. But what I'm saying is that
Taught you that they have parallel beliefs. Is this something that you've learned in your?
We don't have parallel beliefs.
so
It's monotheistic. You are correct.
The way the Muslims teach Judaism.
We are both monotheistics, but it's not. We don't have the same values, and it's not the same.
I want to see if he learned this from his
So again, when I was 13, I read a lot. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Malcolm X, he talked about his experiences at Mecca. So what I did is I did my due diligence.
Just to be clear, Malcolm X was an impressive character of American history.
Yeah, and what I did, I did
influence at 13 for a young.
Yeah, 13 is an interesting age to change your religion.
And
but you're not allowed.
Goes to go. I'm not interrupting you. I'm just trying to help you. His age that he is now, back when he was 13, Malcolm was iconic. Just so that I'm just gonna land with that. I won't go.
Malcolm is still iconic.
Very much so.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I did my due diligence because I was like, well, let me visit a mosque. I visited a mosque and I told them about my beliefs. And I took my shahada there.
Okay, so it seems like you were more. So you just visited a mosque out of interest, but would you say that your family supported you? Like was an upbringing that they were ready to, nurture you in, or do you think that the congregation that you introduced yourself to pretty much indoctrinated you? Because what I learned about, and I'll conclude with this, what I learned about most American Muslims who convert, many of them do this under this framework of Malcolm, right? Once upon a time, I was in trouble. I was a black man who got in trouble. And in order for me to find any sort of light in my life, the conversion into Islam is their pathway. It doesn't truly genuinely mean that they have preparation and a desire to indulge in the attributes of what the religion it is. And it's very interesting that you're so bold-faced to say, I'm Sunni. Sunni, to me, as you're a black man saying that you are a Sunni Muslim. You don't see the violence in that statement?
No. I believe in the Sunnah of the Prophet. Peace be upon him.
Can I ask a question?
So wait, I'm sorry to.
I can't get my words out if I keep getting interrupted.
Go ahead.
I mean, like, how are we gonna have a conversation? So what I'm saying is that I don't see the violence of that, because the thing is that I was searching for something, because my family is Christian, by the way. Just saying. And so I don't know how you knew that, because I didn't.
Because you're a Black American.
So you assume.
And I asked you if it was okay for me to assume.
But she was right.
Wow.
I asked you if it was okay for me to assume. I asked your permission, and I automatically only assumed.
No. You asked me if I was a black man, Black American, based on the sound of my voice, obviously.
Your accent, it says you're black. Your accent.
But a lot of your narratives that you're talking in regards to this idea, this
like this. Do you understand?
Islam.
Do you understand that there are different cultures that are within the inner city that talk just like me, but there are different ethnicities? You can't assume that.
Okay, how do you feel about Prophet Muhammad married a 9-year-old girl when he was 53?
That was going to be my next question. So under the Sunni law, they'll
have a better idea in about 10 years.
There's this adoption of child marriages. You don't condemn this as a black man?
I don't see how my ethnicity has anything to do with this conversation. I remember in the.
It has a lot to do with
Well, there are some sonas that do speak about your ethnicity.
You want to go there?
significant amount to do with it, since these were the people who enslaved.
Your prophet raped the 9 years old, because under 18 you cannot give consent.
And
Legally, you cannot give consent under 18.
Hold on. When I say hold on, it's usually hold on. This isn't an attack on him, guys. Angel was asking him questions. He was answering them. You guys don't have the right to attack him for his belief system. She asked, may I ask you a bunch of questions? He said yes. Don't dogpile him. Let Angel conclude like her line of questioning, and if he wants to proceed with it, then it's great. Maybe we can learn something from it. Me personally, I don't want to insult him. I think he's full of shit. At 13 years old, if you're born a Christian, you're not going out shopping for a fucking religion. I call cap on all that. But go ahead.
And Bibi, he says he did his due diligence, but he wants his convenience, which is the title, when it talks about Islam and Iran, he doesn't know what's going on there.
Exactly.
I like to make a comment about that when Angel is done, because as an Iranian, born and raised Muslim, what you're saying right now is an insult. I don't know if it's on purpose or you're really not aware of it.
I don't think it's on
but
purpose.
because of Islam and because of the orders in Quran, which is the book, they killed 50,000 people 2 months ago in Iran, and they're still killing people. And it's not because they're just radical or they're like using Islam. It's line by line from Quran. It's in that book. But I'm gonna let Angel continue. But I'd like to make a comment about this at the end.
So I just asked you if I can just make these assumptions, right? Because I'm very familiar. I come from Pennsylvania. The city of Philadelphia is saturated with Black Muslim Brotherhood, and I can hear a lot of your, like, just how you're talking. I can understand exactly where you're coming from without even knowing you. There's a particular tone to the teaching of especially young Black boys, right, who grow up with this ideology that, you know, I'm gonna follow after Malcolm. You have two options in regards to being a young Black male, and you're looking for a religion to kind of take interest in. It's either going to under Martin and, you know, follow the Christianhood, or going into following Malcolm, going into the Islam religion. But what takes place in most of these congregations is indoctrination. It isn't actually that you're coming from a standpoint of learning, you know, the Quran and the origin and the people, and having understanding of what is taking place in the lands, right? You're actually just going under this umbrella that kind of just covers up a lot of shit here in America. It doesn't really highlight anything. It's just a way to bring in congregation. It doesn't really hold any weight. It doesn't have any value. And I'm not taking away from anything that you've adopted or learned over your lifespan, but I'm just saying, without even knowing you, I can tell these things. That's why I was able to ask you these questions, because there's a tone to it. And I think that goes to the topic of the room, that what was the convenience for you to take on, or not the convenience, but what was the interest of you to take on this religion? But now you're telling me that you were 13, so that allows me to know that you were purely indoctrinated. And then you talk, and then so boldly, I couldn't even believe that those words came out of your mouth. I'm Sunni Muslim, knowing the atrocities that reign under the Sunni aspect of Islam. I couldn't, but that's very common. That's very common for Black American men to do this. And then another aspect of it.
That's very insulting, Angel. That is very
insulting. I don't mean to.
It is very insulting.
I'm not trying to be insulting. Believe me.
No, but that was insulting.
It's not me trying to be insulting to you. It is a fact here in our nation, in America.
No, it's not a fact.
Islam. It
No,
is.
it's not a fact.
I don't even know you, but I know that you were not.
You're
I know that you were converted into this religion. I was waiting for you to sit there and tell me what Islamic statue you were taking, and you both so boldly said Sunni. So my confusion is knowing that these Sunnis had a very heavy hand in participation during the transatlantic slave trade. How are you so boldly in 2026 just up off your chest saying that I'm Sunni Muslim? It doesn't look like you've done your due diligence like you've claimed to.
So,
okay.
Hold on.
I want to end this because I'm gonna leave the room. I just want to end this. So first off, don't ever insult my culture. So Malcolm X was not the reason why I converted to Islam. It was an influence because, again, my family is Christian. I went to the church and all that. Something in my heart said, like, I got to go to the source. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, and yes, just because I was 13 teaching doesn't mean that I was a stupid kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm damn near one grade from high school. You know, I was reading books. No, I'm trying to say that I read a lot. I'm a first year doctoral student, by the way. Since we're gonna go there, and BB, I'm sorry you called Cap, but no, I was searching as a kid because number one, I am a monotheist by heart. And so, yes, I chose Islam because I saw the fact that it was multicultural. When I went to the masjid, it was multicultural, meaning, obviously, that there was different cultures. It was a different experience that I had growing up as a kid. Now, I'm from California. I'm not from Pennsylvania. And so what led me to that was God. It wasn't because of the fact that, as some people think that, well, you're black and you follow Malcolm X. No, it was because God led me to that religion. I'm sorry that I didn't, I'm not a part of the narrative. I'm sorry I'm not a part of the narrative. I'm not a part of the narrative. I didn't convert in jail. I'm not a part of the Nation of Islam. I'm not none of that. I was a kid that read a lot of books. And hey, by the way, I like Islam because you know what? I can pray directly to God instead of going through the middleman, which is Jesus, peace be upon him. But it's like, this is what led me to that. Now,
when you were reading the books, did it tell you that Muhammad, God told him to fuck a 9-year-old?
No, wait a minute.
All right.
Wait a minute. Please don't ask him.
Thank you very much.
No, mister, please don't go. I would like to ask you a question.
Hey, Baba, get in the queue right now. Hold on a second. I'm sorry that he left. I think the main point that people were trying to make initially is this ideology, the thing that Muslims do is codified.
No, Ali, he was a dishonest person.
Well, I don't know.
He was a dishonest person. You are just talking on his behalf, assuming you know what he meant.
Sarah, you have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Just hold on.
Whether I have an idea or not.
Okay.
Were you even in the room during his entire conversation, or you just jump on the stage and?
No, I did. I heard him talk.
You might say something interesting.
Yeah, sure. Hold on just 1 second, Sarah. So here's okay. I lost it. The point that people wanted to educate this man who left is that these ideas are some of the menacing ideas in Islamic ideology is codified in their books. If you have a Jew that does something wrong, or maybe a Christian, actually is not necessarily following the teaching of faith Christianity or Judaism. So that was kind of the main point that he did not understand. For example, when there are the ideologies that they are embedded totally, entirely in the Islamic ideology, is for example the world domination, either through the Quran itself directly or indirectly through the Hadith, the teaching of Muhammad and so on. The thing is, like, there are two worlds in Islamic ideology: a world of dollar kafir or dollar Islam. The two separate roles. One is a good one, dollar Islam, and the other one is a bad one. And then you come to the concept of jihad, which is the struggle. It's a responsibility of a Muslim to have the concept of jihad, which could be internal jihad, struggling against the sin, against the influence of Satan and the rest of it. And then you have an external jihad, which you have a responsibility to fight for Islam against non-Islamic ideology. And the last one, which is a big one, a big claim, that this religion claims that have the solution for the entire, all domains and realms of activities of the human, all the way from the relationship to the politics to inheritance and the rest of it. And so these are codified in the book, the Quran itself, and putting aside other menacing ideas such as Sharia laws, child marriages, concept of fatwas, and terrorist activities throughout the world. So that is a distinction that I think people were trying to make, Daniel and others, and BB perhaps, that these things are codified in Quran directly and by extension in the Hadith. And you don't find these ideologies in the New Testament or Old Testament in terms of teaching people to do things in a way that is destructive. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Ali.
Yulia, J-Lo, Serendipity. I made you guys PTRs. Go ahead. Who's saying BB?
I just wanted to conclude with this. Was the only reason why I was inquiring, whether or not he converted, whether or not he was born into the religion, when his conversion took place, because obviously we all heard that he was a black man. Maybe I just did. I know people are like, oh, you can't tell race by someone's voice. Well, that's why I assumed. I just inquired. But it's very interesting when we have these conversations with those who have claimed the Islamic religion, who are Black Americans. Yeah, I always inquire. Well, the Sunni Muslims were participants in the slave trade, so I'm just trying to figure out what you were taught, right? Like what you were taught that made you believe that this was something that was okay to convert to. And that's where I was trying to get at. And then I don't know who was jumping in and throwing, the commentary in regards to the Muslim or the Prophet raping, little girls. But that's what steered him away. I just wanted to kind of get to that piece, but I'll conclude on that.
I am the one who jumped and said about child marriage.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to say something, please. Bibi, can I?
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I really would like to go back to your topic. That there's the relation between Islam, problem, Iran, means that among these things, Islam, problem, Iran. So that honestly, right now, that everybody that they believe they know Islam, I can accept when already they have practiced, they have been taught in an Islamic environment.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Generally, when you don't practice, when you don't live among Muslim people or I don't know any religion, so it is very tough. That for example, I've read Quran and I am a Muslim. Of course, it's very simple to say, but this is not the things that I want to talk about. I really would like to go back to the topic, because if you ask me that about Islam, I know a lot of things, that, and because I was born in an Islamic country, I was taught, and I just that I read a lot of books, I practiced, and I saw a lot of things. For example, Sarah, as mentioned, that pointed out good things about that. For example, what happened 2 months or 3 months ago that in Iran. But anyway, let's go back to the root. The main problem already we have in Iran, not in Iran, in the region, that if I want to say that, is Islamic rules, not Islam. Because that Islam generally that it has that its own that first of all, Islam Islam believes or claims that I have everything for you. It doesn't matter what about your, about your life, about how to even, that fight, even how to judge, how to whatever that you think, that how to intercourse, how everything that you think, Islam claims that I have a solution for that. And if you follow this way, we call it Shariat. Shariat means that that Allah commands. Allah means something like 10 commands. Okay, so if you follow these commands, if you follow this way, so then I'm going to give you a guarantee that when you die, that in another life means that resurrection, then means that you have, because that in Islam they have already most of them, all of them, because we have a lot of branches. There are three principles that all Muslim, it doesn't matter you're Sunni, you're Shia, you're Salafi, or whatever, all of them, they believe that these three things. First, Allah is unique. There is no another God. We don't have Trinity. We don't have, that whatever. There is only one God, and its name is Allah. This is the first principle. The second principle is very important. Is Muhammad. Muhammad is his messenger, is a prophet, and that you should accept him, and whatever he has said, you have to accept it, and you never and ever can say why and how and whatever. And the third thing is important, that life after death means that resurrection means that when you die, definitely this is not the end of the story. Now there is another, that the judgment day, based on the things that you did, good or bad, that you will be judged by Allah. This is very important. So, in Islam generally, there are a lot of rules, the commands that Muslim people they have without asking anything. They have to follow that. Okay, so why? Because they want to. When they want this. When they die after this life, that it's a big guarantee for them. Of course, God will give them, means Allah. Every time when I say God means Allah or God, will give them a lot of that blessings, whatever, women, I don't know, men, food, whatever that you think, that more than you think. But of course, that that sex is very important, because already God has given a lot of that words about the beautiful women, about the size of that this and that, everything that in details already God has explained. But anyway, what is the main problem already it has? The main problem already it has, Islam is a framework, is based on the labels, tags. What does it mean? It means that just assume that you are a human. Okay, just close your eyes and open it already, that you're at the middle of a city that Muslim people are living there. Okay, and something goes wrong with you. I don't know what. Just assume that. Then when you go